माता की जय, भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय, कलका माता की जय, कलका माता की जय, कलका माता की जय.
India-US Joint Drill Yudh Abhyas 2025 began in Alaska. The 21st edition of Yudh Abhyas, a joint military exercise between India and the United States, started at Fort Wainwright, Alaska on September 1, 2025. Over 450 Indian soldiers are participating alongside American troops in subarctic conditions, practicing high-altitude warfare, counter-drone operations, electronic warfare and secure communication drills. The two-week exercise will continue until September 14 and involves integrated live-fire training and battlefield simulations. Despite ongoing tariff disputes between the nations, defense cooperation has remained strong, highlighting the importance of military interoperability. Yudh Abhyas 2025 underscores India's commitment to global security and enhances combat readiness in extreme environments. IAF Air Exercise near Karachi strengthens combat readiness. The Indian Air Force IAF launched a two-day military exercise over the Arabian Sea near Karachi from September 2 to 3, 2025. This exercise aimed at strengthening combat readiness, demonstrating precision strike capabilities, maritime surveillance, and electronic warfare proficiency. Fighter jets, AWACS, and refueling aircraft were involved in coordinated operations, showcasing IAF's ability to operate effectively near critical international boundaries. The drill also simulated scenarios involving aerial incursions, rapid troop deployment, and maritime strike missions. Defense analysts see the move as a strategic signal to adversaries, reaffirming India's ability to secure its airspace and maritime interests in the region.
Russia explores Make in India Su-57 fighter jet project. Russia's Rosaboron Export has proposed manufacturing its advanced Su-57 fifth-generation fighter jets in India under the Make in India initiative. The plan includes technology transfer, assembly, and local production, potentially allowing the Indian Air Force to induct 2 to 3 squadrons of stealth fighters. The move would fill the capability gap until India's indigenous advanced medium combat aircraft program matures. Defense experts believe joint production could reduce costs, enhance self-reliance, and strengthen Indo-Russian defense ties. However, integration challenges, production scale, and affordability will be key factors in finalizing the decision. The proposal reflects Russia's willingness to support India's aerospace ambitions.
Pune Cantonment Board requests 95 crore rupees from Defence Ministry. The Pune Cantonment Board (PCB) has approached the Ministry of Defence (MOD) for 95 crore rupees financial assistance to clear long-pending liabilities, including utility bills, salary arrears, and pay commission dues. The cantonment, home to more than 70,000 residents, is struggling with shrinking revenues and rising administrative costs. While the army contributed 4 crore rupees recently, the sum falls far short of requirements. Without timely funds, essential services like water supply, sanitation and electricity could be disrupted. Local representatives have urged the MOD to approve the request immediately. The appeal reflects the growing financial strain faced by India's defense-linked civic bodies.
Gorkha War Memorial in Gorakhpur to become museum. The Uttar Pradesh government has announced the transformation of the Gorkha War Memorial in Gorakhpur into India's first public museum dedicated to the Gorkha Regiment. Scheduled for inauguration on September 4 by CM Yogi Adityanath and CDS General Anil Chauhan, the 44.73 crore rupees project will include a 7D theatre, light and sound show, murals, lifts, and landscaped water bodies. The museum will highlight the valor of Gorkha soldiers who have won over 2,700 gallantry awards and continue to serve in large numbers. The initiative is expected to attract visitors, promote tourism, and strengthen public awareness of India's proud military history.
Punjab police arrests 3 Jaish-e-Mohammed overground workers. In a coordinated counter-terrorism operation, Punjab police arrested 3 overground workers of Jaish-e-Mohammed from Jammu and Kashmir on September 2, 2025. The accused, including Sahil Bashir and Ejaz Ahmed, were allegedly involved in facilitating logistics, safe houses and financial channels for terrorists. Authorities believe they were helping militants infiltrate across the border and plan disruptive activities in Punjab and northern India. Their arrest is seen as a major success in cutting off support systems that sustain terror operations. Police sources said more arrests may follow as investigations progress. The crackdown reflects India's proactive stance against terrorism networks.
CBI investigates tender scam in Ordnance Factory Ambajhari. The Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI) has filed a case against Deepak Lamba, former Deputy General Manager at Ordnance Factory Ambajhari, OFAJ, Nagpur, for allegedly manipulating tenders worth 1.71 crores. According to officials, Lamba drafted tender specifications favoring a private firm owned by his cousin, which was created months before winning the contract. The company submitted forged documents and payments were routed through personal accounts. The scam violates Central Civil Services Conduct Rules and highlights deep flaws in procurement oversight. The investigation may expand to identify other complicit officials. The case underscores the urgent need for greater transparency in defense contracting.
BHEL signs DRDO license for indigenous radome technology. Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited (BHEL) has signed a technology transfer agreement with the Defence Metallurgical Research Laboratory (DMRL) (DRDO) to produce fused silica radomes for missile systems. These radomes, built using cold isostatic pressing and sintering techniques, offer high thermal stability and durability, crucial for modern missile seekers. Currently, India imports such components, raising costs and dependency. With this localization, future missile projects will benefit from lower costs, a short supply, and indigenous innovation. The agreement marks a significant step in India's march towards self-reliant missile technologies. Production at BHEL's facilities will support multiple ongoing and upcoming strategic programs.
Axiscades means 150 crore rupee order for Su-57 Mk1A systems. Bengaluru-based Axiscades Technologies has secured a 150 crore rupee contract from DRDO to manufacture electronic control units (ECUs) for the upgraded cooling systems of Su-30 Mk1A fighter jets. The order includes prototype development with the scope to deliver up to 600 ECUs over 5 years. This will strengthen the IAF Su-30 fleet by enhancing operational performance and reducing foreign dependence on critical avionics. The project also aligns with the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative, boosting indigenous aerospace electronics manufacturing. Company officials said the partnership with DRDO underscores trust in private sector capability to support India's long-term aerospace and defense ecosystem.
Tejas Mark-1A fighters to enter IAF fleet by September end. The first two Tejas Mark-1A light combat aircraft are scheduled for induction into the Indian Air Force by September 2025, according to Defense Secretary R.K. Singh. A total of 10 aircraft will be delivered in the first phase, forming part of IAF's strategy to replace aging MiG-21 squadrons. The Tejas Mark-1A features advanced avionics, improved radar, and better maintainability compared to earlier variants. Produced by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited (HAL), the jet also involves collaboration with private manufacturers, reflecting a public-private partnership model. The induction is seen as a milestone in India's effort to build an indigenous fighter aircraft ecosystem.
Mission Sudarshan Chakra, India's indigenous missile shield. India has formally unveiled Mission Sudarshan Chakra, an indigenous missile defense system inspired by Israel's Iron Dome. The project aims to deploy an advanced shield capable of intercepting hostile missiles, drones and aircraft, while also integrating cyber defense and artificial intelligence for real-time counterstrikes. Announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 15 August 2025, the mission will be executed in phases by DRDO, armed forces and private industry partners. With an ambitious timeline to achieve operational readiness by 2035, Sudarshan Chakra will strengthen India's layered air defense. Experts describe it as a game-changer for protecting critical assets and cities.
Project Kusha, medium-range air defense system underway. India's Project Kusha is developing a 150-kilometer range air defense missile system to bridge the gap between the MR-SAM, 80 kilometers, and S-400, 400 kilometers. The system will feature advanced radar, multiple interceptor missiles, and mobile launchers. The M1 prototype, co-developed by DRDO and Bharat Electronics Limited, was scheduled for initial trials in September 2025. The reports suggest a possible delay to 2026. A naval variant is also planned for carrier battle groups. With induction projected around 2028-2030, Project Kusha will provide a critical boost to India's ability to defend against saturation missile and aircraft attacks.
India expands Defense Space Surveillance Program. India is fast-tracking its Defense Space Surveillance or DSS program, approving the launch of 52 dedicated military satellites under Phase 3 of the Space-Based Surveillance Project. These satellites will provide advanced intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance or ISR capabilities, supporting ground, naval, and air forces. Backed by the Defense Space Agency, the program integrates with existing GSAT-7 and RESAT satellites. The new constellation will help reduce the ODA loop, enabling faster and more precise responses to threats. Defense analysts call it a strategic leap, strengthening India's monitoring of enemy movements, maritime zones, and cyberspace domains.
Defense Minister targets 3 lakh crore rupees production by 2029. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh announced that India aims to achieve 3 lakh crore annual defense production and 50,000 crore in exports by 2029. Addressing an industry gathering, he noted that India's defense output has already surged from 1.3 lakh crore in previous years to over 6.2 lakh crore in 2025. Over 65% of defense equipment is now produced domestically, reflecting the impact of Atmanirbhar Bharat policies. Future emphasis will be on AI, space, cyber warfare, and quantum technologies. Singh highlighted private sector contributions, stressing India's ability to not only meet domestic demand but also emerge as a global supplier.